All right, Vegas Sports Today here with the starting tight end for the Raiders, my man Austin Hooper. Austin, man, thoughts on going up against the Lions defense, Dan Campbell, Aiden Hutchinson, and whatnot?
Yeah, they're a talented team. They have the ability to score points, and then defensively, they're talented on all three levels of their defense. So they aren't the most complicated defense, but they know what they do, and they do it really, really well. And those are the teams, those high-effort teams that know their rules. I mean, they always bring it every week. You can see they play hard on tape. So we got a good football team to prepare for Monday night. But, I mean, we're excited for the challenge. I mean, it's Monday Night Football. This is why you do this. So we're excited as a group.
Yeah, I heard you guys playing the Monday Night Football theme to start. So is it a little extra on a Monday night week?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, playing primetime is fun. I mean, it's, it is business as usual, but I mean, like, it's still Monday Night Football. Like, you're the only ticket in town, you know what I mean? Everyone's watching, so it's fun. It's cool to be a part of the show, and we're getting ready to play a good football team, and we're ready to prepare together and get ready to go out there.
Yeah, you mentioned preparing together. How tough has it been on offense to get that cohesion and play your best game when you've had to have all three quarterbacks in the first 7 games? And
yeah, I mean, 3 different quarterbacks in 7 games. I mean, it I don't know how many other teams are doing it, but I mean, it doesn't matter who's back there. Like, I mean, we all just gotta help whoever's back there a little more. We just gotta do a little extra. That means a little extra film. That means a little extra meeting, a little extra understanding. So I mean, the beauty of it is, like, we have a bunch of new guys around here that have been asked to step up, younger guys, older guys that have just gotten here. So I mean, every team has to go through adversity at some point. Some start off hot and deal with it late. Some guys have to get punched in the face to start the season and lock arms and have hard conversations as a team together and figure out, okay, like, what do we want our destiny to be? So I feel like it's been productive. I mean, the vibe around here is definitely tighter. So I'm really excited about the challenge we have and the work we've been putting in on the practice field and how we've been doing it together.
Michael, earlier in the season, Michael Mayer talked about Austin. He's the faster between the two of us, but we saw against New England, kind of had a breakout game. What have you thought of his development as the season's going on?
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. I mean, there's a reason why they traded up to go get him. I mean, he's got the right mentality, the right attitude. He's hungry to be better. And, he doesn't have an ego. Some young players, like, I'm, an 8th-year player in the league, be like, hey, man, like, I had to learn by myself pretty much, like, don't touch that stove, it's hot. But he's willing to be like, all right, like, played over 120 games, like, what happened here? I'd be like, look, man, like, the book may say to do this, but in actuality, like, this is how it's going to play out in real life. So, and credit to him to have the humility to be like, okay, like, I understand where you come from, I appreciate it, and at the same time, like, everyone has to grow up on their own in this league. Like, so I mean, at the end of the day, he's got the right mentality, the right physicality, work ethic, and he's just going to keep getting better. But yeah, unfortunately, you got to get scarred in this league in order to grow. I mean, that's just, anyone in this locker room can tell you, there's no substitute for live bullets.
And lastly, man, you talked about, a little bit more from everybody in the locker room right now. Is there a sense of urgency, like back against the wall feeling heading into, or not, how would you describe it heading into this
I'll say
game?
exactly that, just sense of urgency. I wouldn't say it's just desperation. Guys aren't out here like, standing on the chair, screaming, crying, whatever. I mean, this is the National Football League. Like, we're grown-ass men, we're adults. It's just like, do we take pride in our work and do we want to do it together, or do we just want to be some guys who collect money and leave? And that's not what this group's about. So, I mean, I understand the product on game day might have some fans thinking contrary to that, but, like, I don't see anyone laying down in here. Like, I've been on the other side of it where guys are just like, bleed this, and that's not what this group is. Credit to these guys, the mentality of these men. And we're trying to find solutions. Like, look, it's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but I think we have the right mental makeup and personnel
Thank you, Austin.
to work.
Thanks.